Music and film and images control the cultural movement of a people and a nation. The image, the music, dress code, all of it controls and manipulates the mind of the people.
You cannot convince me otherwise that Sexy Red is not an industry plant that was put here to help finalize the destroying of the black woman image. This is the reason why it's time to separate. It's time to separate as black women, because ain't no way I'm about to be associated with that and Suki Stankiana.
The hood rat stuff is based on not having a daddy in the household for the most part. And what they're emulating is their thug mamas who had them at 12, 13, 14 years old, or at least the ones that try to claim street cred. And what you're getting a lot of is when they were 9 years old, they heard their favorite 13-year-old aunt say this stuff.
Most women are putting trash into the community. The kids ain't shit. The kids are wild, untamed mother little sluts and little boys. Shit, because out your doors walks trash.
So you ever had with a gag reflex? You want to find out real quick?
Yeah, right now.
Are you sure you're ready?
I'm so serious.
Are you?
Come on, I'll be back.
No vibes, no conversations. No vibes, no conversations, no transaction, no nothing. Just eating in the afternoon at 5 o'clock. That's crazy to me.
A few moments later.
Greetings, you polite savages, and welcome to another Tip Talk. There is no mistaking that this 304 hoflation rapper era is devastating the community in and out. Now, I've heard the feedback, and I must say that it's not just the rapper's responsibility, but of course the parents who let these children play and enjoy and make games of such horrible topics that at their age they shouldn't be listening to.
Well, you know this is super fake. I love it.
And I want you to ask yourself this one question. Do you think these ladies that are making all this money shoveling this message to your children, these labels who are shoveling this message to your children, their managers who are shoveling this message to your children, do you think that they would let their kids listen to this music openly and freely in their household?
If Summer comes to you as pretty as she is and says, "Mom, I want to be a city girl."
She ain't gonna be no city girl.
So Summer ain't allowed to be no city girl?
What? She ain't gonna be no city girl.
Well, I'll say it this way. The biggest thing, of course, psychologically is they're pushing it. Everything's being pushed heavily, heavily, heavily. The children are listening to people who are ignorant themselves. These are grown children, right? So these are the people, like you said, who were born from those who didn't teach them the right way, didn't give them the right information.
The hood rat stuff is based on not having a daddy in the household for the most part. And what they're emulating is their thug mamas who had them at 12, 13, 14 years old, or at least the ones that try to claim street cred. And what you're getting a lot of is when they were 9 years old, they heard their favorite 13-year-old aunt say this stuff.
So is it possible that this music existed, this message and music existed for decades? And the answer is yes. So what is the absolute difference from when I was a youngster and from the youngsters nowadays? Well, it's very simple. You see, there used to be guidance in a household. If it wasn't from a father, it was from a grandfather or an uncle or someone who would sit there and put their foot down and say, "No, this does not fly here." There was a such thing as respect. Yes, we listened to the Red Foxes. Yes, we listened to the Richard Pryors, the Eddie Murphys. Yes, we listened to the Two Live Crew, but what we had to do was we had to sneak and do it. It wasn't with our parents. It wasn't out in the open. There was a moniker of respect that told us that, yes, if you're going to go down this road and play adult games, you better not get caught or somebody will put fire to your backside.
The younger generation needs the mentorship of the older generation. Even if you think they're not gonna listen to you, you have to at least offer it. and offer it as often as you can. Yeah, he did. And he said, I really want to. And I said, no, you need to. It's a need now.
I'm not scared of no because I'm not coming at you in the wrong way. I'm coming at you the way your daddy ain't come at you, the way your uncle couldn't come at you because he was dead in prison. So I ain't gonna be on the gram talking some suck to you, just like I checked the young in here.
Doesn't matter if you're a white-collar professional, a blue-collar tradesman, or a working-class retail grocery gig worker. Their children, your children, will be exposed to hip-hop in all its forms. With drill gang rap and now the ever-increasingly popular 304 rap. Adopting the message and displaying in actions in real life that this music puts out.
What kind of man would you want to marry your daughter? What kind of man will our young girls have when they are in college and our brothers are in the street?
This man was in prison for 7 years. Met 4 weeks ago, got married, moved in together, and we have a kid on the way just in 4 weeks.
See, this is social engineering now that's being done by those in high places. And that's why Paul said, we war not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and the rulers of the darkness of this world and spiritual wickedness in high places.
Males subconsciously know that having more money, more power, leads to more sex in women of their choosing. The victors get the spoils and the treasure, the booty, literally, of this new age culture war between the sexes. Women are drawn to dangerous elements, the men that are scammers and fast money types.
They skrilla like a gangster, a killer, and Mac will be the dope dealer.
Or whatever ways it manifests in the bad boy Chads, Tyrones, Chains, Rico Suaves, and Amirs. You got white-collar professional women of all kinds attracted to the lifestyle now, with former YSL lawyer Nicole Fagan getting herself arrested and out on $40,000 bail for aiding a YSL member. This is the common ground where men and women unknowingly meet. The three themes that they are collectively drawn to like moths to a flame is money, sex, and power. The perfect medium used to hit and drive every primal urge in men and women to do what we do, with the side effect bonus of programming the children in the process, swapping out family for more me, myself, and I mentality.
Of course we gold diggers. All we care about is money. Of course we gold diggers. If you don't make more than 8 figures, what do you make? Of course we gold diggers. If you're not wearing no ice, you don't look nice. Of course we gold diggers. I like designer, not Shein. Of course we're gold diggers. If you don't have a car, we not Lincoln. Of course we gold diggers. If you ain't spending no cash, you don't get none of this.
Where would you take me on our first date?
If you dress like that, we going to the crib first. And then we can do whatever after that. Depending on how that go.
Why would you be taking me to your house?
Going to a hotel or something?
No.
B&B?
No. Wait, oh my God, am I like selling you? You know, I look good, body look good, but it shouldn't. You make money. It shouldn't. Yeah, I make money. You look real good. Right.
There were factories in the inner cities where unskilled labor could have a job in a factory and they could take care of their wives and their children. The social scientists and others were saying there's no need to invest in the inner cities. The money was taken out, the factories closed, and unskilled labor had no job. Now the social engineering starts taking place. You break down the family, because after that, the mothers that were on welfare, she had to lie and say there was no man living in the house so she could collect her check while the man had no job. Black women can get jobs today where a black man can't get a job. So when your woman got more money than you, her voice is not female a lot of times. The woman is so strong, she make you look like a punk before you become one. That's real. Social engineering.
This generation of hip-hop promotes the lowest common denominator, the worst qualities that we so supposedly despise in both men and women. But let's be real. We, the consumers and the masses, demand more of the same addictive filth, popularizing degeneracy and depravity even further. The industry is complicit in all of this, with for-profit social engineering, all in the name of making money and sedating we, the people, to suckle off its tit of what we want them to feed us. They and we make what's bad for us and our children into what's most popular, most glorified, most sought after today with the help of social media. The bad boy gangster killer, the dope dealer alpha male image that females lust after, dripping wet water soaked panties dropping, bent over twerking, kitty cat showing is now what you see with the evolution of hip hop into horrid 304 ratchet rap. Young females see that using sex, their booty, their boobies can get them more money and more power over the man, with these women proclaiming they can do bad all by themselves and need no man attitude.
Baby, when a woman has her own money and can take care of herself, she's good. I support the Gordon Girls movement. I support the 4B movement. I support the single Pringle until death do us apart movement. I support marrying platonic friendships to get the benefits from the government. I support all that. Having a crusty man is worse than being single. Going 40-60 with somebody is worse than being single. Don't do it. Don't listen to this man. Don't listen to this man with this. We good. We can put up by ourselves. We good.
From mainstream music, movie, and entertainment to the spice work adult entertainment industry prevalent on the internet. Hub sites X this, triple X that, and the only hands and lonely fans giving any average woman around the planet to monetize their commodity assets and tickle biddies and hustle slits for quick riches to obtain more power over you, the common man, and in effect, the nuclear family.
What do you do for a living?
Only
Do you think your dad, for example, would be proud if
he's thrilled. He's thrilled. I surpass his salary every 3 months, and he's been doing the same job for 30 years. They're happy for me. I live a great life. I have an awesome house.
I make more than a doctor, and I capitalize off of men. You guys are my biggest fans, even if you're haters. I made over $400,000 last year, and it is all because of you. So you guys want to keep clowning on keep it up, because if you guys just came together as a whole, as men, we wouldn't be in business. We are profiting off of you.
Disrespecting you, stomping and trashing family values as the promoters of modern women ideology and ethos see fit. You already know it's happening with every race out there in modern Western society. Reported on by mainstream news outlets, intellectuals, and here on YouTube. But ground zero, the epicenter of rapid explosive change, happens with the Black American community first, while other communities manifest its symptoms slowly but surely.
You know why I'm never gonna shut up about being a single girl who lives alone? Is because I am the first woman, not only in my family, in my entire lineage, who's able to live alone. My mom was never able to live alone. Her mom was never able to live alone. Her mom was never able to live alone. Multiply that times infinity for the rest of forever till the beginning of humanity. And it actually is that deep. If you're a girly who's living right now in your own little apartment, can afford your own bills, can pay your own rent, you don't rely on your family, you don't rely on a man in your life to financially provide for you, you're quite literally breaking generational trauma.
The canary in the coal mine is chirping off, raising alarms. I'm more than happy to see the mixing and merging of communities and cultures since I'm a mixed race myself. I never proclaimed to be a paragon of prude, of virtue, and purity. We need them hoes and the sluts too for some fun.
You want to call him a bad guy because he hoes, you call him a bad guy. But hoes gonna get...
How else are we gonna have our fun while we try to find the one lady befitting a ring in marriage? The problem isn't that we got a big population of females now engaging in hoe slut activities more rampant than before. The real problem is the blatant disrespect and contempt that the average 5 modern woman has for the average 5 modern man.
My name is Terrence, I'm from Alabama, electrician, also a DJ, and I also do body work on cars.
Okay. Now I'm 24 and I'm a medical specialist. And why, okay, you're short and I'm a tall girl. I like 6 foot and up. I don't do dreads. And then you're an electrician. I'm thinking about businessman, doctor, lawyer, because I'm trying to find a man who could provide for my kids and provide for me. You're from Alabama. I heard of things about Alabama. I'm from New York, so no thank you.
If it so happens when one of these modern women happens on fortune and or fame, they spread this virulent, viral mind virus to the next generation of young girls, ladies, and modern women, spawning more of their kind.
Sexy, get it sexy, get it sexy, get it sexy. Why you not
Replicating, creating more of this 304 rapper hoe slut OF culture, mass producing an endless supply of 304 clones wanting their 15 minutes of fame.
I put it on the floor and I dare taking around the city, owe me money. Motown baby going crazy like the 80s. Motown baby going crazy like the 80s.
Parents are not sending their kids to school to twerk with their educators, but being a raunchy rapper and featuring your students in your music videos is bound to get you fired. How can you be upheld as a positive influence when you're throwing it back on top of a car in the hood?
And I'm sure as you've seen on the internet, especially on X, you'll see the modern woman using their kids as props and employees, participating in this endless cycle of destructive appetites and behaviors, and pushing her spicy adult entertainment business online.
And you polite savages, I gotta keep it a buck with you. There's always gonna be somebody willing to soft shoe, shuck and jive, step and fetch for money. That's just the nature of human beings, no matter the race. The nature of human beings is survival. When you look at Sexy Red, we understand that this is really her and she's just getting paid to survive. When we look at Sukihana, she's really trying to be that person, getting upset when you question her about her little interaction down in South Florida when she was arrested on substance charges. But we need to ask ourselves a bigger question. Where is the line and who's gonna hold it? Because if you allow this type of ridiculousness and institutions that are supposed to educate, institutions that are supposed to set a higher standard, then exactly what I ask you is going to be the limit? How are these young kids who are being exposed to this gonna understand that they are not, absolutely not supposed to act this way in public? That maybe being around your friends and talking one way is different than being in a professional setting. And what's the end result? A tough time navigating a real world. Because let me tell you something really quickly and really true. These kids in South Korea that you're gonna have to compete with on a global market, they don't care about your ski. They don't care about your Sukihana. They just care about getting the bag and winning. These folks from China, they're just getting the bag and winning. India, getting the bag and winning. Nigeria, getting the bag and winning. It's us against them on the educational international front, and we are coming in last because we are allowing foolishness to permeate where it should not be allowed.
That's all I got for you, you polite savages. Like and subscribe. Hit us up on all social media networks.
We found true happiness